Hey everybody, MS Farzan here, and thanks so much for tuning in. I'm an author and a digital marketing manager, and I'm building a role-playing game pretty much from the ground up with the help of some amazing people. I thought it might be interesting to include you in the process from start to finish. Well, maybe kind of near the start to finish. Basically what we have right now is this. The manuscript for what I consider to be an alpha build of the role-playing game. And it's based on my novel series, which is called Entromancy. Let me back up. You might be saying, who is this guy? Why is he so darn handsome? And what does he know about making role-playing games? Well, I can give you answers to the first and third questions. The thing with Entromancy is it's a cyberpunk novel set in 2076 San Francisco that I self-published about 2 years ago. And it comes out of my love of gaming and my love of role-playing games. I've been playing role-playing games for over 15 years, and I've been dungeon mastering for quite a bit as well. I'm actually the dungeon master for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, running 4 different groups right now, so it's quite a lot of work, but it's worth all of the time and effort for sure. And when I was first developing the story for Entromancy, I took about 4 years writing out all of the stories and the back stories and histories and magic systems and political systems, because I wanted to get it right. And coming from a Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing game background, I wanted the book to have an internal consistency that was based on some sort of mechanics that made sense, made logical sense, not only for the world but also for the reader. And so I've been working on this role-playing game that is inspired by the novels for which this is the first in the series. I also recently self-published my first novella, my young adult novella, which is called Jinn Speak. It's a bit of a different series. It's contemporary fantasy, urban fantasy, kind of like magic realism, if you know what that is. So it's not quite related to Entromancy, but that's what I do. I'm an author. I've also been working in video games for quite a long time. I started out as a video game journalist and then moved over to be the community manager for Neverwinter, which is a Dungeons & Dragons free-to-play MMORPG. And I've also worked as a community manager for games like Mass Effect Andromeda. I've also worked as a professor for a bit, and I've been teaching martial arts for many years, which may not seem exactly related to role-playing games, but they definitely inform me when I'm writing things like combat scenes or when I'm thinking about doing research for different games. So each of these different things have informed my writing of Entromancy and of building this role-playing game in a lot of different interesting ways. And I'm currently writing the second book in the Entromancy series, which is called Technomancy, and I'm excited to share it with you soon as well. I now work as a digital marketing manager, but I still write for all kinds of stuff, including my own novels. And so the idea behind the Entromancy role-playing game is to build a cyberpunk D20 role-playing game that takes a lot of the cool parts of cyberpunk and the cool parts of Entromancy, but also provides a system so that we can all play in, and that's fun and exciting, and most importantly, accessible for new players. That's one frustration that I've had as a dungeon master, trying to bring new people in to play different types of role-playing games, and having them find that they need to slog through a 300-page manual to really understand what role-playing is all about. That's a bit of an exaggeration. Obviously, there are ways to get started more quickly, but my intention with the Entromancy role-playing game from the start was to make it more accessible and more crunchy, more action-based for people who are playing role-playing games for the first time, while still having a lot of depth for fans of the genre who've been playing role-playing games for as long as I have, or perhaps longer. So that's what we're doing with the Entromancy role-playing game, and I invite you to be a part of it by engaging with me and with us on this channel. Please post your questions and let us know what you'd like to know about the development process. Like I said, right now we have an alpha build, to borrow a video game term, of the game. And we're developing a preview version that should be coming out pretty soon, hopefully this summer sometime, that has the basic rule set, a couple of classes, and perhaps a basic encounter for you to try out and poke at and break and send us feedback about. And my intention for this video series is to give you insight into that whole development process, what it looks like when we're talking about art, what it looks like when we're tinkering with mechanics, what it looks like when we're playtesting. And perhaps even get your feedback on challenges that you've seen or insights that you've learned through building your own games, playing your own games, thinking about developing games, and hopefully creating a conversation between all of us as we puzzle through this together. I'm also really interested in sharing our pitfalls, our successes, our challenges, the things that we're doing well, so that maybe it'll help you when you're building your own game, or maybe it'll help give you insight about how your favorite game has been made, or what you might want to provide as feedback to the developers of your next favorite game. So please feel free to send us any question that you might have about game development or this whole process. And we look forward to seeing you soon and sharing the Entromancy world with you. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter for more crunchy content.